Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, students are concerned about their safety after a gunman was found walking around Jackson State University's campus.
Plus, if you're feeling like you're spending more on Valentine's Day candy this year, it's because you are. Find out more coming up. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now. Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Sky Sanders.
And I'm Logan Green. As spring is approaching, the fight between warm and cold temperatures can cause some severe weather.
This can range from hail, heavy winds, to sometimes even tornadoes, so it's important to be prepared for unexpected weather. This week is Spring Severe Weather Preparedness Week in Mississippi.
Throughout this week, Lafayette County Emergency Management MEMA and the National Weather Service will focus on different storm-related topics and how you can prepare for them.
Was Make a Plan. Monday focused on thunderstorms. Today is focusing on flash floods. Wednesday will be focusing on tornadoes. Thursday, lightning. Friday is alerts and warning reception. And lastly, Saturday focuses on storm preparedness in a mobile home.
You can download the Lafayette County Emergency Management app for more information. Now let's check in with weather anchor Celeste Lay so you can hear what you should expect for your weather today.
Thanks, Logan. Speaking of flash flood watches, we are currently under a flash flood watch all the way up to South Haven and Memphis area. That'll be going on until tomorrow afternoon. Currently in Oxford, though, it is 55 degrees with clear and sunny skies. Feels like 54 degrees with the wind gusts going at 12 miles per hour, and that humidity is at 38%. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Celeste. The parents of a Jackson State University student who was killed on campus is suing the university.
22-year-old Flynn Brown was shot in his dorm room after what started as a fight over donuts. The lawsuit accuses the university of neglecting Brown's safety following prior incidents involving Brown and his roommate.
Brown's family is seeking financial compensation from Jackson State for their son's death in December of 2022. Speaking of Jackson State, it was a scary day yesterday for students after a man with a rifle was spotted near campus.
While a shelter-in-place alert was issued, some students say the school needs to do more to keep everyone safe. Brendan Hall reports.
I went to the library to get some work done. I actually had a meeting for my internship, and then I hear it's a shooter in the library, outside the library. I get on the ground, turn the lights off, so like the shooter can't find me or something. Like I don't even know what's going on.
It's a crazy situation, I don't think he should have been doing that at all. I mean, hopefully they find him, though, and handle it the right way.
The feeling on Jackson State University's campus Monday was unsettling after students received a shelter-in-place order due to an unidentified man who was seen walking near the College of Liberal Arts with an assault rifle. JSU junior Mitchell Cook says he's not only frightened but also upset because he feels campus safety has been an issue for some time now.
It seems like administration doesn't care about the safety of their students. It's all about the sports, the basketball, the football, but when it comes to day-to-day students living their life, it's unsafe and it's really unacceptable for this problem to be here for this long. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
In October, student Jalen Burns was killed in an on-campus shooting at the University Point apartment complex. And less than a year before that, another student lost his life in an on-campus shooting. A shooting that is now at the center of a wrongful death lawsuit against the university.
Some professors are still trying to have class and stuff. Like, what are we talking about class? We got a dude out here with a rifle and they want to have class. Like, it's just everything is backwards and I don't understand it. And a real change needs to happen with administration. Like, if I was a freshman, I'll transfer, honestly.
Sharing in the concerns of students is Jackson's police chief.
My kids are here. My son's a senior. My daughter's in grad school here. So when I hear stuff like that, I'm concerned not only as the police chief, but as a parent here in the city of Jackson.
Attorney General Lynn Fitch is pushing for tougher measures to fight the increasing crime rate. Fitch is asking Mississippi lawmakers to pass a group of bills that will focus on a new area of crime. She is seeking tougher penalties for gang violence and those who recruit young people. She is also pushing for lawmakers to create penalties against extortion, which targets people online, specifically children and teenagers. In local news, Ole Miss is partnering with the City of Oxford to introduce the M-Partner program. The program aims to support communities and fight poverty through education and innovation. Proposed project areas include strengthening organizations such as Love Packs, Oxford Community Market, and Oxford University Transit. Chancellor Glenn Boyce said that Ole Miss is committed to leveraging out resources, sharing talents, and united in efforts that benefit the city.
Love is in the air as Valentine's Day approaches. This holiday usually includes a night of drinking and celebration, but for those who don't drink, the William McGee Center for Alcohol, Drug, and Wellness Education has created a mocktail event. Booze Not Booze will take place at the William McGee Center from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Wednesday, February 14th. The McGee Center hopes to promote healthy lifestyle habits on campus and make students feel comfortable as they transition into college. And if you're in the giving spirit, the Black Student Union is hosting their Spread the Love donation until February 15th to support Doors of Hope, a local nonprofit organization. The Doors of Hope organization helps support homeless families and families at risk of becoming homeless throughout Oxford. Students are encouraged to donate paper towels, toilet paper, laundry detergent, socks, and African American hair products. Students will receive community service hours for donating. All donations can be dropped off at the Fraternity and Sorority Life office from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Valentine's Day is tomorrow, which means candy is being brought left and right. You might have noticed that the prices are higher than usual. Some special editions of popular candies are indeed priced higher than the regular version. These include Haribo, Starbucks Kids, and Jolly Ranchers. According to Fletcher, a former supermarket industry data analysis, a 7-ounce Haribo Gold Bears Gummy Bear Valentine's Heart Box on Walmart's website is $5.97. A regular 8-ounce bag is half of that at $2.38.
And if the candy doesn't bother you, going out for your Valentine's Day dinner is also more expensive this year. According to January Consumer Price Index, the price of food consumed at restaurants is up 5% year over year, making it significantly more than grocery prices, which are just up by 1%. This shift could be attributed to higher pay. Restaurants are trying to attract and retain labor by raising wages and in turn increasing prices. Well, I'm glad I don't have a Valentine's this year because I do not want to spend all that money on food and candy.
I don't have a Valentine's this year either, so they can enjoy their overpriced candy.
Well, coming up, the Super Bowl brought record-breaking business to the Las Vegas airport.
Plus, hear from the family of shooter at Joel Osteen's megachurch in Houston. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Hey, Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
All right, I'm in the house.
Okay, what do you see?
Nothing yet. Hold on. I think I just heard something. I'm heading upstairs.
Okay, I am almost there.
I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Oh, shit. It's not here.
What?
The gun's not here.
What do you mean? Where is it?
Cameron, are you in there? Open the door. Cam! Come on, Cameron.
I'm here at the scene of tomorrow's shooting, where a 15-year-old will kill 4 children, 2 adults, and then turn the gun on himself.
When the shooting starts happening tomorrow, first I'll probably just think it's firecrackers or a car backfiring or something.
He told some of us that his dad kept the gun in his closet, and he always talked about using it on, you know, the people that bullied him. Tomorrow I'll probably say that I wish I told someone.
You know, after the shooting, we're gonna feel pretty bad about picking on him, but until then, we'll probably just keep doing it because he's pretty weird.
Tomorrow I'll probably point out that something has seemed off with him since the beginning of the school year.
And I'm now joined by the officers who will be the first responders tomorrow. What additional details can you share with us?
Well, someone is expected to tell us after the shooting that the shooter has been posting on social media about doing this for weeks.
So how will you explain the shooting to your daughter?
Actually, I won't get to explain it to her because she won't make it.
This is Christine Lynn, reporting from the scene of another shooting we'll say we never saw coming.
As we told you yesterday, 2 people were injured in a shooting at Joel Osteen's megachurch in Houston. The shooter has been identified as 36-year-old Janice Marino and was killed at the scene by an off-duty officer. The former mother-in-law of Marino says there were warning signs. Anely Ruiz reports.
As a traumatic scene at Lakewood Church unfolded on Sunday, one grandmother had a hunch this could have involved her family.
I suspected last night that this could be my daughter-in-law.
And her suspicions were correct. Wally Carranza got a call that her 7-year-old grandson was there with her daughter-in-law who had opened fire.
The fact she wasn't allowed to kill anyone else was a great blessing.
She said her daughter-in-law had a history of mental illness and her family had raised red flags for years.
She had a particular type of schizophrenia that caused her to become violent. She threatened her husband's life, she threatened mine, she threatened to kill her own son, and we still couldn't get intervention.
And she says she's frustrated with the system she believes failed them.
We asked for help from CPS or Child Protective Services, Family Services. We've asked for help from police and received it many times, but she was still allowed to own guns.
And now this grandmother absolutely heartbroken for what her grandson had to go through.
The terror of yesterday, but I can only imagine this didn't just happen. You know, there were weeks and weeks and weeks before that he must have been terrorized.
But believes her grandson will pull through.
He's a fighter. He is. He's a small Carranza. He's a fighter.
Former President Donald Trump is expected to attend another hearing in New York on Thursday. Prosecutors claim that he used hush money to cover up an alleged affair with adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Sources say that Trump originally considered attending the Georgia election inference case because he wanted to hear Fani Willis testify about her own affair allegations. Trump's advisor argued that he attended the New York hearing since it directly involves a criminal case against him.
Due to the 58th Super Bowl, the Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas broke its record for most travelers in a day. The Transportation Security Administration reported that about 104,000 people were screened on Monday. Nevada TSA Federal Security Director said that the TSA did good on its commitment to deliver efficient security operation and excellent customer service, despite the high levels of traffic. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta flight attendants are joining a national protest for a better work environment. The protest aims for better pay, retirement security, and schedule flexibility. Atlanta flight attendants are joining more than 2/3 of flight attendants coming from Alaska, United, Southwest, American, and Frontier Airlines. Negotiations have yet to be made, and so far, flight schedules have not been affected, but flight attendants are passionate about the need for this change.
The living wage is not in the industry, and we put in a lot of hours for the few hours that we get paid. It's not uncommon to be on duty for 12 to 16 hours and get compensated for between 4 and 6. We are not living in the 1920s. This is 2024. We need to be paid and compensated accordingly and treated with respect.
The National Alliance on Mental Illness released a survey that shows employees' opinions on discussing mental health at work. The results show that 74% of employees are okay with talking about mental health, but only 58% are comfortable with it. Judgment was the most common reason for those not wanting to address it. The poll also showed that 80% of respondents claim mental health training would be good for their work environment, but only 50% of workplaces offer it.
From mental health to physical health, epilepsy affects millions of people in the U.S., but not everyone understands the condition. Reporter Mandy Gaither has 5 things you need to know about epilepsy.
It's a disorder of the brain. Generally, people are diagnosed with epilepsy when they've had 2 or more unprovoked seizures, but not all seizures look alike.
The big misconception here is that epilepsy is only convulsive seizures.
Dr. Imad Najam, director of the Epilepsy Center at Cleveland Clinic, says the first thing to know about epilepsy is that seizures aren't always associated with muscle jerks or spasms. Other signs could be a staring spell, temporary confusion, stiff muscles, chewing movements with the mouth, or picking movements with the hands. Second, Najam says many times epilepsy can be controlled.
maybe 2/3 of the patients, if the seizures are identified as part of the diagnosis of epilepsy and medical help and appropriate medical help is provided.
Third, Najm says anti-seizure medication can help, and the goal is for complete seizure control. Next, he says depression and anxiety are common in those living with epilepsy. Loved ones should watch out for signs. And finally, seizures can be related to genetics or from a brain injury, but the cause is often unknown, and epilepsy needs to be diagnosed and treated.
There is a very good chance that these seizures will become under good control and the person will be able to live their life like everyone else.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now, let's check back in with weather anchor Celeste Slay for another look at our current weather conditions.
And welcome back to Storm Watch. Looking at the rest of this week, currently Batesville all the way up to South Haven is under a flash flood watch until tomorrow afternoon at noon. This Friday, we are going to be seeing some rain into Saturday morning, and then Saturday through Sunday, it is going to get below freezing. So be prepared to open up those cabinets, make sure that the faucets are dripping, prepare your home and your cars for the cold weather that is coming. We will be back with Storm Watch after the break.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Is my light bright enough?
You're such a glow-off.
Well, you know. And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Storm Watch. We are looking at our current temperatures right now in Oxford. It is clear, sunny skies. Feels like 54, but it is currently 55. Winds are going 12 miles per hour, and the humidity is 38%. Now looking across North Mississippi, we can see to west of Oxford and up towards Memphis, they are currently under a flash flood watch until tomorrow afternoon. Around noon and 1 o'clock. But as you can see, North Mississippi, we are in the mid 50s, and it's about clear sunny skies all the way through. Now tonight's forecast, it is going to drop down to 34 degrees. The wind is going to calm down a little bit, go down to 5 miles per hour. But if you are going to a date party tonight or early Valentine's dinner, be sure to bring a coat because it is going to be very cold. And tomorrow's forecast, it is Valentine's Day, so we decided to do some fun graphics with that today. But tomorrow it is going to jump back up to the lower 60s. It's going to be same wind speeds, 5 miles per hour. It's going to be clear, sunny skies. It's going to look the same across North Mississippi. As you can see, we're going to be in the lower 60s. Once again, it's going to be clear and sunny skies, so nothing too crazy yet. But looking into this weekend, we're going to see some rain, possibly Friday afternoon leading into Saturday morning, and then all weekend it's going to be below freezing temperatures. So be on the lookout for that. Prepare your homes, prepare your cars, and if you're traveling, just be on the lookout for this freezing weather. And looking at our 5-day forecast, as you can see, there is going to be a cold front coming through on Thursday, so be prepared for that. Friday, it's going to start raining around 1 p.m. and then hopefully Saturday morning it'll move east and quit raining around that time. So be prepared for cold weather and lots of rain.
I'll tell you, Celeste, I'm so over this cold weather.
I know, me too. It's like it won't leave us. I think the groundhog was wrong that spring is going to come early, because I don't think it's right.
No, exactly. And also, I'm just glad no other sporting events are happening in Oxford right now due to all this rain and cold.
Well, is there anything else?
Oh, there's some exciting stuff, and I'll speak about it.
Okay, let's get to it.
Yes. Coming up, the men's basketball team hits the road tonight for a matchup versus Kentucky. And the men's golf team finished in 6th place at the Puerto Rico Classic. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch. Well, it's a big night for the Ole Miss men's basketball team as they are in Lexington matching up against Kentucky tonight. Rebs are hoping to get back at the Wildcats tonight as they just played each other last on New Year's Eve, where they fell short by just 9 points, 66-75. Kentucky's Antonio Reeves is leading the team this season with about 20 points per game, and the Wildcats as a team are just under 50% in shooting. That's the 16th best in the country. But the Rebels will also be some trouble offensively as guard Jalen Murray has made 11 of his last 13 threes in the past few games. Tip-off will be at 8, and you'll be able to listen on the Ole Miss Radio Network with David Kellum and watch on ESPN. And Ole Miss football is adding to their department Billy Gamecock, who has spent a decade within recruiting and player personnel in the Power 5 programs. He'll be joining Ole Miss's as he is the next general manager. Leaving Texas after 3 seasons, Gamecock also spent time at NC State and Minnesota, leading teams to success throughout recruiting activities and roster management. Head coach of the Rebs, Lane Kiffin, said that he thinks he will add seasoned leadership to the team's administration and is looking forward to seeing the impact he brings to Ole Miss. And going to the course, the men on the golf team are wrapping up their time at the Puerto Rico Classic and finishing 6th overall. The Rebs went into the second and final round playing strong as they shared the best score out of 15 teams, and all 6 of the players secured an even or below par. Michael Laceso was able to keep his pace and ended up finishing in 11th place, his 4th time being a top 20 finish this season. And the Rebs are coming back to Oxford and preparing to continue their spring season as they will competing in the Cabo Collegiate this weekend, the weekend of March 3rd at the Twin Dolphin Club. And the baseball team is getting us Rebs excited for the upcoming season as they just announced yesterday the projected opening day starting lineup. Ole Miss this season is welcoming in players from the number 7 transfer class in the nation. We'll be seeing freshman and Oxford native Campbell Smithwick at catcher. Next, we got Jackson Ross at first base, Reagan Burford at second, and Andrew Fisher at third. Shortstop will be Luke Hill as Rebel star Jacob Gonzalez got taken by the MLB draft this past year. And in center field will be Ethan Groff, and in right field, Trayson Hughes. Positions of left field and designated hitter are still be determined. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to follow us on X at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something, but the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
As I'm sure you all know, people have been celebrating Mardi Gras for the past few days.
Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday, which means today is officially Mardi Gras.
In the U.S., massive celebrations with parades, street parties, masked balls, and other events are held in New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama.
They're also held internationally in Venice, Rio de Janeiro, and elsewhere in what's called Carnival.
Fat Tuesday always lands 47 days before Easter and a day before Ash Wednesday. Well, Logan and Celeste are kind of in the Mardi Gras spirit with their colors.
Oh, yeah. All we're missing is a little green and some king cake.
Oh, exactly. Yes, I haven't had any king's cake or king cake yet, so looking forward to it.
Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Logan Green.
And I'm Sky Sanders with your latest news.
I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Celeste Lay.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.